Hello and welcome to Provoking Tech. I'm Zach, and in today's video, I'm going to be discussing playing Battlefield 5 on Shadow's cloud gaming platform. Of course, this is only the open beta, so things might change, but so far I've had very good performance and actually have had a pretty good experience in the game in general. Of course, there are a couple bugs, the biggest of which is like the matches and the balance of how many players. Some matches you'll get into will have a lot more players on one side of the field versus the other team, which makes it completely unbalanced. But for the most part, it's been a very good experience. And I'm actually halfway good at Battlefield simply because it's a little bit slower paced game, a little bit more tactical, whereas like Fortnite is super fast paced, so I'm totally atrocious at that type of game. So we actually have some good gameplay footage. But anyways, guys, I digress. We're gonna get too long of an intro, so let's go ahead and without further delay, get right to it. Alright, so let's kick off this video by diving into the cold hard facts and showing our first graph, which is going to highlight the minimum, maximum, and average FPS results. So as you guys can see here, we had a very good overall experience in terms of performance running Battlefield 5 open beta on Shadow's cloud gaming platform. Of course, these things might change when the full game launches, but I'm not expecting too much in terms of optimization simply because there isn't too much time between the release date and when we're currently playing the beta here in early September. So with all that being said, we had a very good overall experience, and I am going off memory, but you have all the cold hard facts in front of you and all the juicy details. So we had average frame rates right around the 53 FPS mark, very good there. And there wasn't too much of a delta or a difference between the average and the maximum, which is very good because that means we're staying pretty close to our maximum FPS for the most part. So our maximum frame rate was right around 62, 61 FPS, very good there. And our minimum was not horrible, right around the 30 FPS mark. So very good performance from Shadow on Battlefield 5. I was actually pleased. I did notice that the CPU is being used more heavily than the GPU, so I might point to the CPU bottleneck. I don't have the CPU upgrade in my Shadow machine yet. They have started rolling out in the US, but not all machines have those. So with that being said, we might be at a little bit better performance once that CPU upgrade does hit. But if you are playing on a higher resolution, which I did all my testing at 1080p on the Ultra preset, so if you are running at a higher resolution, that'll balance that out a little better where the CPU will be used a little bit less and the GPU will be used a little bit heavier. So of course that will vary based on the resolution that you're testing at and the preset that you're using. So with all that being said, very good overall performance. And let's dive into our second graph, which is going to show the actual FPS result over a 2-minute section of gameplay. Alright, so what I'd like to show here in this second graph is the consistency of the experience. For example, if you have a limited amount of VRAM and you load into a new area that has to load a lot of new textures, you might notice stuttering, for instance, and that'll highlight in the second graph better than it will in the first one, because you can have a very good average frame rate, but if you have dips where it kind of notice a little bit of stuttering, where it has to load things into the VRAM buffer or things like that, and you have a dip of 20 FPS all of a sudden, you're definitely going to notice that as an end user. So having a consistent experience is important. And as you can see here, Battlefield 5 on Shadow is a very good and consistent experience. We actually stayed, for the most part, around a 10 FPS bracket, so that is very good and a very good consistent experience for us, the gamers. So as you can see here, very good performance all around, and let's dive into some gameplay, share with you guys some of my highlights, some of the times where I didn't do as good, and some of the nicer kills that I did get, and just some general gameplay to share with you guys and enjoy. So hopefully you guys like that, and let's go ahead and dive right in.
we go!
Got more!
Now look lively.
There's some first aid for you.
Much needed,
boys.
thanks.
Get patched up, soldier.
Ah.
First aid, take it.
Grateful. Another one dead.
Sergeant Sandy!
Go far, soldier. Face the dirt.
Alright, so one final note that I just remembered as I was about to do the closing for this video, I did have to update my Shadow machine to the latest graphic drivers, otherwise the game would simply refuse to run. So I will probably do a tutorial video on how to update your graphics drivers on Shadow, but it was a fairly simple process. I did have to restart the Shadow machine once after I installed it, but after that everything ran flawlessly and the game actually booted up. So just a heads up for you guys, probably will have a video out in the near future simply showing how to do that. It is a pretty simple process overall. So guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big like. I greatly appreciate your guys' support. Also, stay tuned for more coverage on Battlefield 5. I will be testing on other platforms. At this point in time, I have tried Liquid Sky and I can't get the drivers to update on that yet. So it's having a problem too loading. So I don't know if I'll get some Liquid Sky coverage out in the near future. But I will also be testing Paperspace in the future. I wish I could test GeForce Now, but sadly they don't have EA games. So I will be testing Paperspace and hopefully Liquid Sky in the near future. So guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big sub too. If you're not already subscribed to this channel. Once again, guys, thanks for watching. And until next time, Zach out.